The story of Adam and Eve explained Catholic perspective. The story of Adam and Eve, found in the book of Genesis 1:3, is one of the most foundational narratives in the Catholic Bible. It explains not only the origin of humanity but also profound truths about God, human nature, freedom, sin, and redemption. While often read literally by some, the Catholic Church teaches that this account uses symbolic and theological language to reveal deep spiritual realities about the human condition and God's plan for salvation. According to Genesis, God creates the world out of love and order. Everything he creates is declared good. Humanity is the crown of creation, made in the image and likeness of God. Genesis 1:26. Adam, the first man, is formed from the dust of the earth, and God breathes life into him, symbolizing the intimate relationship between God and humanity. Eve, the first woman, is created from Adam's side, emphasizing the equal dignity of man and woman and their call to live in communion with one another. God places Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, a state of original holiness and justice. In this state, they live in harmony with God, with each other, and with creation. They do not experience suffering, death, or shame. God gives them freedom and entrusts them with stewardship over creation. However, this freedom includes a command: they must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This command is not arbitrary. It represents a moral boundary that acknowledges God as the ultimate source of truth and goodness. The serpent, symbolizing Satan, tempts Eve by questioning God's goodness and truthfulness. He suggests that God is withholding something and that eating the forbidden fruit will make them like God. Eve eats the fruit and gives some to Adam, who also eats. This act is the first sin, known in Catholic teaching as original sin. At its core, this sin is an act of disobedience rooted in pride and distrust of God. As a result of their sin, Adam and Eve's relationship with God is broken. They become aware of their nakedness and feel shame, illustrating the loss of innocence. Fear enters their hearts, and they hide from God. This moment marks the entrance of sin and death into the human world. Catholic theology teaches that original sin is not a personal sin we commit but a fallen state inherited by all humanity, affecting human nature and inclining us toward sin. God, however, does not abandon Adam and Eve. Even in judgment, his mercy is present. He seeks them out, questions them, and provides garments to cover their shame. Most importantly, God makes a promise of redemption. In Genesis 3:15, often called the Proto-Evangelium, the first gospel, God foretells that the offspring of the woman will crush the head of the serpent. Catholics understand this as a prophecy of Jesus Christ, born of the Virgin Mary, who will ultimately defeat sin and Satan. The story of Adam and Eve also highlights the Catholic understanding of free will. God created humans capable of choosing love, and true love requires freedom. The fall shows the tragic misuse of that freedom but does not negate God's plan. Instead, it sets the stage for salvation history, culminating in Christ's redemptive sacrifice. In Catholic theology, Adam is seen as a type of Christ. Where Adam disobeyed, Christ obeyed. As St. Paul writes, "For as in Adam all die, so also in Christ shall all be made alive." 1 Corinthians 15:22. Jesus is the new Adam, and Mary is often called the new Eve because of her faithful obedience to God. In conclusion, the story of Adam and Eve is not merely an ancient tale but a profound explanation of who we are, why the world is broken, and how God responds to human sin with mercy and hope. From a Catholic perspective, it reveals a loving God who respects human freedom, grieves over sin, and initiates a plan of salvation that reaches its fulfillment in Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video.